first word that comes to me when I think of empathy is definitely compassion. It's more than trying to understand what someone else is going through. I think it's more being able to be with that person, and even if you don't understand it, support them through it.
When I think of empathy, what stands out to me the most is probably just the small things, little small acts of gratitude each day and small connections between people.
What empathy means to me is someone just thinking of other people when, for example, when I go out with my friends, they would like make sure it's a wheelchair accessible place, there's a bathroom, it's easy to get to, and things like that.
For me, I think empathy means having the capacity to love and support someone without it being transactional or having conditions attached to it that would cause them harm.
I always associate empathy with warmth and kind of that kindness. It's being able to put aside your prior thoughts or opinions or feelings about someone and treat them with kindness always, I suppose.
You don't necessarily have to understand someone else's situation, but you have to understand that they are struggling and that you need to try your best to do what you can in that moment to help them. But we have to understand that we won't understand them, if that makes any sense at all.
You're not looking down at the person, you're kind of at an equal level that you kind of understand where they're coming from, and when you feel empathetic towards someone, you have that mutual respect that you kind of are seeing them as a person rather than something you should pity.
It's about just realizing you can always help people. For example, if someone is upset, you could just always tell them, I'll be there for you if you need, and then that person could reach out to you. And if you're not empathetic, I think it's really hard to have relationships, friendships, and things like that if you can't be there for people.
Definitely when I was a teenager. That was definitely when I needed it the most, and I think that's when I realized that how important just it is to just be genuinely kind to people and give them the benefit of the doubt, because you really don't know what is going on. That's when I truly realized just how important just that extra bit of compassion and kindness is.
In online spaces, you can experience a lot of bullying. You can experience a lot of entitlement sometimes. And it's really hard to try and put in the boundaries when we're all online 24/7. I think people just need to recognize that there is more to people than what you see on social media, and just to be very empathetic about what you say online and what you share online.
Empathy is very essential on the online space, but it is very lacking. Like, the online space does not have enough empathy. People have a tendency to see each other online as the picture and as this collection of body parts, rather than the human being, you know, with the heart beating that's behind the screen, and they just kind of don't think about their actions, and they don't understand that whatever they do, there's going to be a human on the other end of that reacting to it.
I've had, I suppose, mixed experiences in the online space. On one hand, it's been an amazing place to link in with people, like with Spunout now. But then there's also the side of, I feel like it's very easy to just throw anything up online, and you're just met with, I suppose, these rhetorics or opinions that are really upsetting.
I think it's so important to empathize with people because it's the thing that connects us and brings us all together.
I think that online is as cold as the computer that we get it from. To us, it's this inanimate object, and it's not. It's full of life, it's full of people sharing their experiences about 100 million different things.
A big part of it revolves around remembering that it's a person and it's not the internet you're speaking to. You're speaking to people, you're speaking to a community, you're speaking, you know, children and families, and remembering that it's not just an endless void, although it feels like it 'cause it's this online space.
We don't have to know everything about a certain person in order to show empathy. And it's just important to look out for each other and love each other as a community.
We need to be more compassionate towards each other. We need to be humans instead of just being nice to someone because of who they are. Being an actual human being and being a person is what we need to be.
I think to move forward and to grow and become a more empathetic society, like adults teaching their children, about empathy and just to be kind to others. And even as a teenager myself, trying to set forward a good example to younger family members and let them know kindness, it doesn't cost you anything, but it's the most generous thing you can give.